Hello, our babies, and welcome back to the Underground Treehouse podcast.
That was cringe as fuck. Yikes!
Oh,
keep it.
I was just laughing. I was like, "Oh, that's different." And then both of them are like holding in the vomit from their throat.
Bro, I have a visual from when he looked me dead in the eyes and he goes, "Hey, freak bitches."
Oh, fuck off!
Listen to our Drake episode if you want to get the reference. And if this is your first time to the Underground Treehouse, welcome. Thank you for joining. I am 1/4 of your host, Ruben. Joining me as always is Marcos.
Hi.
Isaac.
Hello.
And Keenan.
What up?
This week, we are going to be reviewing the newest album by The Garden, Horseshit on Route 66. Isaac's pick. But as always, before we get into that, we'll go ahead and give you our music recommendations of the week as well as our local beer recommendations of the week. My recommendation of the week is going to be one of the newest singles from Show Me the Body, World War IV, from their newest album coming out on October 28th. If you're not familiar with Show Me the Body, they're like a hardcore / punk band from the East Coast area, New York specifically, I believe. And this is a wonderful single. It starts off real slow, like real melancholic, real creepy, and then it goes into like this huge, big climax towards the end of the song, and it ends on a real like big climatic note. Wonderful band. Show Me the Body is one of my favorite bands coming out right now. We saw them not too long ago, and they were, at least with me, one of the top bands that we've seen so far live. I don't know about you guys, but super fun. We saw them with Soul Glow, so they were a wonderful pairing. But yeah, World War IV is a wonderful song, and if this is an indication of what the newest album is going to give us, I'm really excited for it. I think it has potential to be top 10 of the year. So World War IV by Show Me the Body.
I was gonna pick Chainsaw Castration, but I want to go with Bitterwood because I feel like they're up and coming still. So that'll be my recommendation. Is I guess there's like a hardcore band, right? Bitterwood. Mm-hmm. They only have singles out, but they go hard as fuck every single that they came out with. Some of the songs I recommended is Paradigm, Withdrawal, and When in Rome. Those fuckers go hard.
What I got for you boys
is
that Fugitive. Y'all got that?
No.
I know who Fugitive is.
I don't know.
Yes, Fugitive, hardcore.
Yes. So it's actually like
Of course, Marco's in it.
Of course, Mark.
Yeah.
Well, I sent it to the chat like a while back. That's why I was like, "You guys got it."
Keenan puts me on some really good hardcore bands. It's crazy.
So it's actually members of Power Trip, Creeping Death, Scourge, Impalers, and ANS.
Wow.
And they actually released this. They released this like 5-track demo or EP, probably like 2 months ago now. So good, very like Power Trip sounding, very nice. They have a cover on there by Bathory. If you guys know who Bathory is, Raise the Dead.
Woo!
So
to be
good.
honest, all you had to say was Power Trip.
Facts.
That is true.
But Bathory, though.
I had a Bathory cover. It's so sick, dude. So, I mean, that'd be nice if they can come around. They just dropped that new merch.
Let's peep it. Let me
that
see.
I sent to the
Oh,
chat.
I did see that
The other
merch.
day.
For those listening,
I did see that
it's almost like a sunset with a tree and a landscape, but it's fucking beautiful, bro. This shit looks like a fucking samurai, like it gives me very like Land of the Rising Sun vibes.
That's exactly,
Bro, that's exactly what it is. Hell yeah.
Well, then there you go.
Check it out. Fugitive.
For my recommendation this week, this band named Pink Shift just dropped an album the day we're recording this, or maybe it was yesterday, like late yesterday. I think it was today though. Pink Shift, Love Me Forever. They're kind of like a, if you guys know who Destroy Boys is, they're kind of like that vein of like, you know, rock, like kind of like punk-ish, but like more traditional, I would say, like more traditional rock. But they go fucking hard. They're not the heaviest, but they just have good energy, good vibes. The lead singer is fucking phenomenal. She kills that shit. And yeah, they just dropped the album. 2 songs that I'd recommend would be Love Me Forever and Trust Fall. if you like Destroy Boys, you'll like this band. If you don't know who Destroy Boys is, then look at fucking Destroy Boys and Pink Shift. I Told My Therapist About You is another great song. It's something like that. Check them out. Great as fuck. Let's fucking get it, boys.
All right. For our local beer recommendation of the week, we have the 8.4% behemoth of a beer. We have the Scotia Scotch Ale by Bosque Brewing.
Jesus. Mother Mary and Joseph.
Off the can.
Scotia.
Off the can. Scotia's bold flavors and intemperate presence have become a thing of legend with a deep amber hue and luscious viscosity.
Oh, viscosity. That's a word.
That's a good word.
That's a good ass word.
This juggernaut is heavy on the alcohol, caramel, and malt sweetness.
You're goddamn right. It's heavy on the alcohol.
It definitely is.
really
If you've never had a Scotia type of beer, it's imagine a beer thick. I know that sounds weird, but
Yeah, it's not like soup thick. But it definitely has a thickness to it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll make the hair on the back of your neck stand up. You know what I mean?
thick.
With 2 C's, motherfucker.
we might need a
Oh,
3
3?
with this
The
one.
Yeah.
third?
So much
That's
emphasis
with-
on that.
Thick. See, I do it, dog. What are you talking about?
He's been practicing that.
It sounded like a dynamite string going all the way to a bad joke, bro.
It sounded like a fucking balloon getting deflated.
But this beer won't do that to you. This shit will keep you full. It'll keep you buzzed.
That's gonna fuck you up.
And it'll fuck you up.
You'll like all the shirts you've
What a
ever seen
fucking
in your
pivot,
life.
bro.
Yeah,
What a
for real.
pivot.
So we
What a
apologize
pivot.
in advance. We're gonna apologize in advance because we're gonna go off the rails a little bit here.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Yeah.
we've already
you
kind of
already
dipped our
can't tell.
toes. Yeah,
Yeah.
we dipped our
Yeah.
toes in the Scotia.
Hey man, we're feeling good.
We're on our caveman shit. I'm about to start finger painting on
I'm about to start fingering my asshole right now.
He's reverting back to his fucking primal.
His Neanderthal.
Oh gosh.
Oh man.
If the keto diet was a person, it'd be Marcos.
Dog, literally. apes.
Okay, actually, maybe you shouldn't drink the Scotia. This is what it does to you, dog.
Literally.
Either way, shout out to Bosque. You guys made a great beer. Thank you guys for it. We appreciate all the service.
Cheers.
All right. Horseshit on Route 66. The Garden.
The garden.
Isaac will lead you to this pick.
So I was perusing YouTube as
One does.
one does, as they do, and on my YouTube algorithm, this little song called "Orange County Punk Rock Legends" popped up. The video. I was like, it has a cool thumbnail. I'll click on it. Boop, clicked on it. Instant bop, bro. Instantly fell in love. That thick ass bass, the blown out bass, the fucking guitars that sound like Sugar Ray apparently. Like all this shit was just it was a whole amalgamation of like a really, really good time. So I was like, oh, that's sick, okay. And I wasn't really thinking too much of it. I was just like, okay, it's cool, and then, moved on. But then the more I go back to the song, I'm like getting more and more interested. Turns out I actually fucking knew the band, The Garden, like way back in the day. They had a song called Egg or The Egg. Mm-hmm. And that was the first song I ever heard by them. And I like totally forgot, you know what I mean? That was like the same band because they like sounded like different, And the way I found that song was through the comment section of a Black Keys song. I think it was Little Submarine. I don't remember, but someone in the comment section was like, if you like this, check out Egg by The Garden. And I was like, okay. And I was like, oh, like fucking like 19 or 18, 17, whatever. And I was like, okay, let me check it out. Boop, 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 whatever. And I was like, oh, this is pop. Boop, 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 whatever. Moved on with my life. Forgot about the band. Many, many years later, Orange County Punk Rock Legend, and I put the pieces together, and I was like, oh, this is sick as fuck. So then, looking closer into it, I realized that these aren't just random songs. These are the singles for the album, and, peep the album, get ready for the album to drop. So that's what I did. I waited for the album to drop, and now that's how it led me to this pick.
I found it on TikTok.
Interesting.
And I guess they're big on TikTok, too?
Well, yeah, I
You're going to have to tell me about that because I'm not on social media.
No,
so.
I follow a lot of open-minded music reviewers on TikTok, and when I say open-minded, like literally genre, like kind of like us, basically, like they keep up on every genre, and this album was was floating around when they released, and it got mixed reviews.
Keenan, do you know about them?
Yes.
You've known. Okay, so I'm the only one who came into the Garden without any knowledge. How do you know about them?
So they have an album that came out in 2018 called "Mirror Might Steal Your Charm," and that's the album that I first heard from them. And they have a lot of, like, we'll get into it, like a lot of like that wavy like electronic sound. We get a couple in this one, but a lot of that you get in that album. And I don't even know how I came across it, to be honest. Like, there's like a few songs here and there, and then I just gave the whole album a listen to. And so with Isaac started like, hey, do you know the Garden? I go, yes. But we kept getting the artists mixed up.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Because there's like a weird like hip hop dude out there called.
Yeah, he's like a lo-fi like sad boy rapper, and his name's Garden, but it like or Guardian.
It's something like that.
It's Guardian or Garden or something.
So every time we talked, we were like, I was like, yeah, I know them. And then like I finally showed him like what? It was probably like a month ago.
A month ago, yeah.
He's like, no, dog, The Garden. And so then I went and typed it in, and there was that album. I was like, oh yeah, this band. And he goes, oh, you do know this band.
Yes.
And so I was like, okay, yes, I know of this album.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know of anything new, so this was all like this
So
album was
this
new
was
to me.
all new.
This
But-
was new to me.
But you had prior knowledge. of
But
them.
yes.
Damn. Okay, so I'm the only one who went into this like completely blind then. So the album cover is just the two twins with their face painted in like the leather jackets and the flannels, like looking off center to the camera. So I don't know what the fuck to expect. It looked like kind of punkish, but it looked like it could have been some type of like indie type thing. I didn't know what the fuck to expect with this.
To me, this reminds me of like some 80s fucking.
Yeah, I was thinking like really heavy metal.
Metal?
When I first seen the cover art, yeah.
Huh.
I get
Yeah,
like
I
80s vibes from it. From the leather jackets and from like the background. Like it looks like one of those portraits that you take.
Bro, yeah, they went
Yeah.
to like a JCPenney. Was like, yo.
100%. Or the state fair. You know
Yeah,
what
like
I mean?
just them walking through the mall with their fucking guitar and their bass, and they're just like,
Their face
we're
all
here for
painted."
our band pictures.
Pay like
That's hard as fuck,
$40 for
It
the
is hard.
JCPenney discount.
Bro, it is hard though.
So going into this, the first song is a fucking bop.
Heater.
Haunted House on Zillow. Holy shit. Haunted House on Zillow is like just kind of a run-of-the-mill type punk song, but it has this real creepy like horror. Well, I don't even know if it's a horror. I don't know what this is sampled from. It sounds like it might be like sampled from a Mickey like cartoon type of laugh.
Right.
Do you know? Do you
The
know
laugh?
I know
Laugh,
exactly
yeah.
what
Yeah,
it
the
is.
Ghouls,
laugh.
It's the ghouls.
I know exactly what the.
Stop.
So what is it, Isaac?
So the opening track starts with the laughing. That's what you're referring to. That laughing and that like ghoulish sound is actually sampled from the old school like 60s, 70s Scooby-Doo cartoon. And the sample is the laugh from the villain named Spooky Space Kook. And it's literally the dude with like the space helmet, and
and the
it's,
skull.
like, blue and red, and with the skull.
Oh.
That's him. That's what that is.
So does anybody know what the vocal sample's from?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's that beginning vocal sample?
So the vocal sample
with
has
that older lady.
Yeah, it's this lady, like, I assume it's some type of interview or something, but she's saying something about, like, I saw the ghost, I know.
So
like,
she
I
says.
don't-
So she says there were ghosts everywhere, and you can believe it or not believe it, and it doesn't make any difference to me. I know they're there, and if you don't think they're there, that's your problem, not mine. And then
That's-
you get that laugh.
Yeah, so then the laugh comes in, and then you have the real, like, boom, 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 boom. You have the real, like, driving, like, super fried bass come in, and the drummer is a badass.
I like the bass too.
I like the bass, too, but I think the drummer really stands
Keenan
out.
was saying it's a machine.
No,
There-
that's later.
There's later. There's some songs
Oh.
where they clearly just hit play on the drum machine.
Oh
just
yeah,
let it
yeah,
go.
yeah. And we'll eventually reach those tracks, but the drummer starts coming in. This song just has so much energy to it, and that sample behind the punk feel is just such a perfect pairing. This was a wonderful song, and I had really high hopes for the album after I listened to this.
Same. But you know what killed the song for me? It was the
Oh.
lyrics.
Oh, because it's very
It was just very like niche. It wasn't like much.
Mhm.
It was just like eh.
The whole song is them
buying a house.
buying a house on Zillow. It's haunted, bro. That's hard as fuck.
Yeah, but that's how it is in the whole album.
Very repetitive, bro.
No, okay. Disclaimer, I'm going to just say this right now so we don't have to like keep saying it.
Please do.
This whole album is super repetitive. I think almost every single song on this repeats verses, not just the chorus, but like whole whole fucking paragraphs of verses.
Okay, well then I'm gonna
Which-
get this out now.
Okay, go ahead.
The instruments carry this album
100%.
because the lyrics are not. They're not there. Even on like some of my favorite songs, the lyrics aren't there.
Well, you could the thing that works in that
That's
works
fair.
in their benefit is that they know that. They know, like they're not putting thought into fucking into their lyrics whatsoever.
That is
They know
true.
100%.
So you're just
I-
getting people to move?
Yeah, 100%,
I think that's
100%.
definitely the
Because that's
purpose
fair.
of this.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's 100% fair. That's
But I-
literally off first rip. That's literally how it is.
That heavy bass.
But I would also the only counter that I would say, because you're 100% right, like it is super repetitive and the instruments do carry a lot of this, but even though they are repetitive, some of the shit that what they're saying is like, pretty interesting in my opinion. Like in terms of like what is said, the first time they say it at least, before they repeat it fucking 10 times, like it's interesting in terms of like whatever song that it's on.
Let me put it this way.
Like,
when
it's
I was
not
listen-
all filler. It's not all filler.
When
is
I was
what I'm
listening to this
Right.
to this album on four different audio fucking receptions,
saying. There
I
you
guess.
go. There you go. Like headsets, earbuds, speakers.
Yes, exactly. And every single one of them, the instruments always drown out the vocals.
Oh
The
yeah.
majority of the songs.
Yeah, I think that's just like a mixing thing, right? Like
Yeah,
they
but
purposely
there's
do that.
obviously like when we listen to Taylor Swift,
Stop talking.
It's obviously-
Ooh, you calling it now?
Hey, wait. The
No
poll
spoilers,
isn't,
no
the poll
spoilers.
isn't done yet. All
My
right,
boy has foreseen the future that is
Yeah.
to come.
dog.
Yeah.
If we do the 1975, you can look goofy, son.
Stupid.
I'll let it all out right now because when Taylor Swift wins, guess what? Guess what,
Man's coming back with a
motherfuckers?
vengeance.
Guess what? I'm coming back. Coming
Yo.
back with that clap back, baby, on your
Yo.
cheeks too, like butter, no rubber, raw, boy.
I'm gonna give it to y'all.
He said
Exactly.
olive oil Wonder Bread back boy.
Anyways, so when we listen to Taylor Swift, like you're gonna obviously hear the mixing. You're gonna hear her vocals perfectly fucking clear. You could literally understand that shit.
That's called money.
Yeah, okay, money, yeah, but it is also fucking a big part is the mixing. So, like Keenan said, I think the instruments carry out, and that's how it works in their benefit. It's
Well,
they're-
yeah, I definitely think it's their intention.
it's their 100%.
100%,
I think-
100%. That
yeah.
they're going for that sound. They're going for that like chaotic, disruptive, energy and vibe. Like it's not. It's
The vocals are there to move.
Go ahead.
The vocals are just there for you to so you can move to it.
It's more of like a harmony type of addition.
Yeah.
It isn't
Because-
obviously the
But
forefront,
but
but
since
That's
it's all
perfectly said, too.
intentional,
Yeah,
I think
perfectly said.
since it's all intentional though, I think that their vocals are in their own way, like its own obvious its own thing. But like I guess what I'm saying is they add more to it than
then
I
maybe
guess what
what
you guys are saying. Yeah, like it's they have more of an impact than what
Yeah,
you guys
because
are
how horrible would it be if you like peanut butter Jolly Time as a bridge, like over and over again? It sounds pretty
To that
horrible.
bass?
kind of hard. That'd be kind of
I
hard.
mean to the
That'd be
base,
hard.
yeah.
Jesus, horrible example. Horrible
Peanut butter
example.
jelly.
Well-
Horrible example.
Well, the second song is the complete opposite of that,
Uh-oh.
where the vocals are 100% drowned out, and that second song is OC93, and that song is just pure fried madness, bro.
Yes.
So Haunted House on Zillow, it ends kind of like not on a slow note, but it ends with an extra like vocal sample addition, I guess you could say. It sounds like
the same one, right? It's the same lady.
yeah, there's like a male voice that says something like, "Oh, the houses pop up on Zillow all the time," and then the same lady comes up, and then she does her thing. So then we get right into the second track, OC93, and that shit is like super hard hitting. It doesn't feel like there's any type of harmony at all to this
It's
song.
just chaos.
It's just pure
chaos.
chaos. Pure chaos.
Just like that pit.
oh yeah,
People are going crazy.
I would hope so, but
Yeah, I would hope so too.
But yeah, this is the song that I think when you guys say that this song or that this album is more about feel, this song I think really exemplifies that. I do have a theory
Tell me.
about the
They're
song
juggalos.
meanings.
Oh.
They're secretly ICP.
They're secretly juggalos.
They're honorary
You gotta
ICP.
pull
yeah.
on fucking Alex Jones on it.
Yeah, for real. Okay, so if you connect this dog,
The frogs,
Frogs are gay.
and they listen to ICP.
when we
Chicken Hunt and
The frogs are crisis actors.
so
Hey, fuck that fool. He owes all that money.
I know.
Fuck that fool.
that
I'm so
fool.
glad they got his ass.
Alex Jones, a little bitch ass
On some-
pussy. My theory won't make sense until we get to the very last track.
Okay.
So I just want you guys to keep that in mind.
All right, let's
So
connect the
I
dots,
just
baby.
want you to keep it in mind. Well, I'm gonna look like Charlie and it's
Charlie
always
Day,
sunny.
bro.
Yeah, Fuck it.
Pepe Sylvia.
yeah, fuck it. I swear, going crazy. I promise. Well, actually, I won't promise. It might not even make any sense to you guys.
To toast you at the end of this podcast. Go ahead.
Just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. Okay. So then we get into the third song, Puerta de Limosina.
Good pronunciation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What are you eyeing about? What are you eyeing
dare
about?
you?
What are you eyeing about?
We're,
Say it.
we're,
Say it.
we're
Pussy.
already
Say it, pussy.
we're already 3 songs in, and this shit is kind of starting to falter at this point. It does have
How
the
dare
same
you.
chaotic energy as the second song, OC93, but
The first 2, they're both chaotic.
yeah. This is spoiler where the album just kind of starts to fall apart. 3 tracks in, and
And you're already over it?
yeah, there isn't too much that really holds my attention after this. We'll get to it. There's definitely certain points, but what did you guys think about this? I guess not. Well, this song included, but how did you guys feel about the progression of the album from this point on? Because not only does it get a lot more fast-paced and it gets a lot more punk-esque, but it gets a lot more off the rails, and we get into some wild shit at this point. So,
Correct.
how do you guys feel about the whole progression of the album?
So, I agree with you in that it does take a turn, but I don't think it's this song. For me, it's not
Okay.
this song. It's still a couple more songs. We still have a couple more songs. But
It's
there-
gesture, isn't it?
I fucking love that song.
But that's the pivot, right?
That's
Yeah,
a pivot.
but-
That's a
Is
pivot.
it Jester?
That's a pivot.
It
Well, no,
100% is.
no.
No, it's
honest-
horseshit. Horseshit.
So
on Route
horseshit,
66.
it starts to go down just a little bit, and then it kind of goes back up with Jester, and then X still kind of goes up a little bit, and then Orange County just drops.
Stop talking. Stop talking.
Drop.
Anyways,
We'll get there.
as you were saying.
We'll get there. So for me, it's very first half is very heavy compared to second. But in this one, instead of being carried by that bass, this one's carried by those drums.
Oh yeah.
And so, like how you were saying in the beginning, that drummer, he's so good. Do you know which twin it is, Isaac?
Yes, it's Fletcher on the drums, Wyatt on vocals and bass. And they were born in 1993, so it's like a reference to OC93, the second track on the
Right,
album.
and then OC is Orange County, right? I'm
Correct.
assuming.
And they're
Okay.
from Orange County.
I got
Right.
And
1
they're
month
punk
on these
rock
fools.
legends.
I got 1 month on these fools.
Oh yep.
I think because I remember looking it up. I think they were born like October 23rd.
You're all September
Shit,
ass.
boy, I'm September boy. Been punk before these fools.
Bro, people say I look like Post Malone, and I'm like, the fuck? And that fool's born in July, and I'm born in June, and I'm like, bitch, Post Malone looks
shit.
like me. I'm pre-Malone. The fuck? Don't fuck with me,
That
bro.
was nice.
That is tight. No, but so with this song, I felt like it was again just carried by the instruments, but we get that intro, we get that sample,
What else could he be but a jester?
which we hear a few more times throughout the album.
We have a track named after it.
Yes, we do, and that song is the best song. Spoiler alert.
What?
Okay. So with the progression of the album, so I kind of agree. Like, so the first 2 tracks were like hectic, chaotic, whatever. But then like the bass on the beginning of this song is absolutely fucking nutty, bro. This shit is straight out of a peanut factory. How nutty that shit is, bro. Because it sounds so fucking distorted and like and chaotic and hectic, and I'm just like, I don't know if I like this or not. But then it hits with the fucking vocals, and it kind of works. It kind of works only because the intensity like keeps like one-upping itself, and it keeps like, there's a type of flow in this album that is like undescribable. It doesn't have like it's not. It's palpable, you know what I mean? Like you could feel the chaotic energy from the tracks. And so when you talk about album flow, I think this is the part where you dip your toes into the ocean, but there's a tsunami coming and the tide gets sucked out and you can see all the little fishies because you're about to get drowned in a fucking wave in the fucking middle and back half of this album, because that's how crazy this shit is, bro. In my opinion.
Well said.
IMO.
No, that is well said, because especially next track after this is Freight Yard, which keeps it a little bit more calm.
No, Freight
And-
Yard.
We're still going up.
We're still
We're still
going
going
up.
up.
I mean, like
Nah, that's
Isaac
my favorite
said.
song on the whole album.
No. This is a great song. You could see the fishies at this point. You know what I mean?
The
With-
fishies are there. They're flopping around.
They're there. But I mean, the drop off really comes with the 5th track, Horseshit on Route 66.
Hey,
I
yeah,
we're,
think.
we're
rashes.
plateauing. We're plateauing.
I don't know what you
But
guys
we
are talking
kinda-
about. I think this whole album's like off the rails, like from
beginning
No,
to
no,
end.
the whole
That is
the
fair.
whole album is fucking Hurricane Irma or whatever the fuck.
You guys are talking about drops and stuff like that. I was like, this whole first, second, third, and then from the last track is just like chaotic.
You're saying it's you're not saying that it's this or that. You're saying it's fucking consistently chaotic.
consistently.
Yeah. Well, the reason why I agree with you two and why I think that it's a big drop off and it's like a big shift is because the first 2 songs they start off real creepy with these weird like Halloween samples and like real punk-esque.
Right?
This shit eventually leads to drum and bass
True.
and random ass like jazz breaks in between the songs, and we get a fucking Sugar Ray-esque song with this like Orange County, California bopping ass shit.
And it's very surfery.
But that's the reason why I say it's so chaotic throughout the whole thing.
Because you think even the first, because I thought the first 2 were setting a tone and then it shifts. You think it
For
was
real
just
though,
throughout the whole thing.
it should have been.
It
It should have
should
been
have
the
been.
tone.
But that's the thing, though, is that you're saying it shifted, but it has those creepy elements through a lot of the tracks. You hear that cackling ass voice through like 3/4 of all the songs. You hear the creepiness in a lot of these songs.
Okay.
I'm not saying
not at all.
So
but you literally hear it.
So
I'm
you
literally
do-
saying
you listen-
that
you hear
the
it, like,
creepy
the
voice.
first
The
2
creepy
tracks
voice
and then-
is in a lot of the songs.
Yeah, like the first 2 and then like the last 2 songs.
So that's the thing. So you do
How
hear
many-
it,
how many fucking-
bro.
That's
you hear
4
it,
out of 10.
You
It's
hear
almost
it,
half.
11.
11
But
actually.
but
Actually,
the first
11.
half you get heavy instruments.
Right.
The last half you get acoustic and a drum machine.
And drum and bass.
That's why it switches. Well, yeah, that's.
Bro, like that's what it is.
But there's nothing
And-
creepy about drum and
fat
bass.
I'm not saying the creepiness is in every track, but I think this whole album has that like darker aesthetic, that like creepiness to
It
it.
tries to.
I don't think
it tries
so.
to.
It tries to. That's fair. That's
It-
fair if you
it
don't
tries.
think so.
It tries.
But we can't deny the fact that it does have like those creeping, cackling noises throughout a lot of the tracks. That it has those fucking just weird ass sounds, bro. It
It
sounds
definitely has
Halloween
weird
to
ass
me.
sounds. Definitely has weird ass sounds for sure. You're not
What do you mean by
wrong.
that? Explain.
Bro, they got Sugar Ray, bro, to come in and play guitar.
They got the man himself. So you were saying it keeps the creepy factor, right? Like despite the sound changes and stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Just to simplify it, yes, because what I'm saying is that the whole album has it sprinkled out throughout. Yes, the first and last track are the most.
Right, but it's all.
But what I'm saying is that it's sprinkled. I mean, at the beginning of OC '93, the creepy laugh bleeds into the intro.
What
for
you're
to
saying,
like the first like 10 seconds.
What you're saying is basically with the Monster Mash is like that really wholesome creepiness that it brings to the table. Like it's not really dark or anything like that or ambient.
Yeah, honestly, I thought you were about to say some dumb shit, bro. I'm not gonna cap. You literally said exactly what I'm thinking because
Yeah.
it's literally not creepy and it's not weird.
But it's like
but
the Monster
it's
Mash.
like a vibe. Like
It's
it's
a vibe.
yeah.
It's a it's like
Yeah.
it's a seasonal.
It's a
vibe.
monster mash.
Yeah, it's a season. It's the seasonal vibe for sure.
It's a
Well-
seasonal vibe.
So I think I have 2 examples of that, of how I think it doesn't do that. At least throughout the whole album.
cap.
Bitch, listen.
Capperson.
So Orange County punk rock legend.
Okay.
It's very
You're right, that doesn't have it
boppy.
in there, yeah.
Sugar Ray, fucking surfer.
featuring Sugar Ray on
Featuring-
guitar.
Hey,
Sugar
stop saying that. Don't like.
I will say it's not creepy, but it's kind of unnerving because it has these weird like glitches thrown in, and there's like these
Yeah.
weird like
True.
break beats kind of thrown in. That one's very weird, but it's not fully creepy. But I think Chainsaw the Door, despite the vocal or despite the lyrical content, is not creepy or unnerving in any way, shape, or
You're
form.
100% right.
It starts off cool.
It starts
It
off
starts
cool,
off cool.
but then
and
it's real like bum 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 bum. It sounds like fucking Wallows, or it sounds like some type of pop punk shit. Like there's nothing creepy about that. So I don't think it carries that whole aesthetic throughout. But
You're right. It's not on every single track, but I think the essence of the album, when you look at the fucking picture of the album and you're taking it all in all at once, I definitely think that it has that. But I could see why you don't think that, because that's not like the main focus. That's not on the forefront. It's more of an appetizer. It's more of a background, and it's not the main flavor.
I kind of disagree with you. I think it could be considered like a forefront, like that dark ambient theme, like somewhat, I guess.
A dark theme for sure, not ambient, but I see what you're saying.
A dark theme.
Yeah, this album is dark. Like the lyrics are fucking like nonsensical and dark as fuck.
To linger in to linger in the back of the listener's mind for sure.
Well, yeah, it just kind of. Oh, well, yeah.
It's shocked.
It just kind of sits in the background, you know, and it. Well, I mean, I shouldn't.
Exactly, bitch.
You said it except for fucking that song.
So
that
two fucking songs.
You just roasted me.
2 songs.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like X in the Dirt. Really, if you think about it, isn't creepy at all.
No, but that song slaps.
Exactly. That one's not creepy. It's not
Or
ominous.
Jester.
You know,
Jester
what
kind
else
of
could I
is.
be but a Jester?
Jester kind of
No,
is.
because that has
It's not.
the indie licks in between the fucking.
You're telling me
The
indie can't
jazz.
be dark?
Yeah. No, absolutely not. Wait. What'd you say?
You're telling me indie can't be dark?
Okay, bitch. I didn't hear you say that, but but this song, no, it's not. Trying to pull a fast one on me, you motherfucker.
Can you say what? It was one of those.
Wait, what's up? What? What?
Hey, chill.
So, no.
Nah, fuck
Nah.
that.
Fuck that.
Go off on your 2 songs that don't sound fucking dark, I guess.
No, he's going against me.
Oh,
Oh.
bro, no, I'm not.
Sorry.
Oh.
We're on the same page with
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
Hell
We are
yeah.
on the same page.
We are on the
Hell
same
yeah.
Because we got At the Campfire that starts off hard. Because we got to listen to that rest of that bullshit, all that acoustic shit. We're
Yep.
like, all right, I thought these dudes were like punk. What the fuck have we got going on here?
Yeah, they
We
said
got
it's a
Sugar
little
Ray on
wild.
guitar, and then At the Campfire comes in with that nice bass, and you're like, okay, we're getting Haunted House on Zillow again, and then it goes straight back to acoustic.
Yeah, it goes to this weird and we get a super creepy laugh track in the background too. It's a Haunted Zillow 2.0, but it drops off in the middle. We don't keep that same energy. I'm with you. I thought we were going to
I
get
just
the same
don't
thing.
think we get that same energy through the second half. Like,
I think you guys are trying to be a dead horse with a baseball bat. Like, I think it's not that deep. I think you just get what you get, and that's it. It's
do you
not
even
that
listen to
much
punk,
it.
bro?
Yeah.
No, but when
Yeah,
you're not
you
gonna
listen to punk, bro?
Yeah, but no, I don't at all. I've never listened to a punk song before in my life. But
Who are the Ramones?
That's
why
say,
you sound
name
like
all
a
the
bunch of
members of the
homos.
Ramones.
huh? That's your password for this, isn't it?
Hey, wait.
Oh my bad.
Leakerson.
Isn't that your password for Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter? Oh my bad.
This was a leak Andy over here. What are you doing?
Well, but
So I think so. You guys are missing. You guys are mixing. You guys are trying to dissect something that can't be dissected. I think the whole point of this album.
we're not trying to dissect it. We're just saying the sound doesn't work.
That's the point of this album. Is that the sound is so fucking incoherent.
Exactly.
Why release it?
Huh?
Why release it?
What do you mean? This
Fuck,
shit
why does
slaps.
Death Script fucking? There you go. There you go. It's alright. I give it like a 6.5. I guess.
Yo,
That's
chill.
not-
Spoiler alert.
Whoa,
Spoiler alert. Chill.
whoa.
Cut that.
God, this man's
Now-
already foreseeing Taylor
For
Swift.
real.
He's already forcing the final score.
Bitch, I swear to God, if we do 1975, oh my God, you're gonna get roasted so hard.
Hey, that's
It's snuffed on
That's
sight.
well deserved. Yeah, that's well deserved. That's well deserved. But on the other side of the table, on the flip side, baby, if we do Taylor Swift, just get ready, put on your big boy
All
pants.
right, let's
baby.
get back into this.
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah. So I will. No, go ahead.
I think we're trying to really go in depth on something that's really supposed to just
It's
be
pretty
chaotic.
not surface level, but pretty upfront. You're saying.
Up front, and it's supposed to be chaotic when we're trying to make it something that's not.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to get past skin deep.
But you guys are though.
On the surface, it's chaotic. Yes, I get it. It just doesn't sound good for a lot of the time. So I'm saying,
Yeah.
I will give you one example that sounds amazing chaotically is X in the Dirt. X in the Dirt is insane because they have these instances of like drum and bass, and it's kind of like thrown in like on Horseshit Route 66, the song, and then like it just feels so out of place and there's no flow and his vocals sound real weird over
which
it.
one?
on Horseshit on Route 66.
Okay.
But on X in the Dirt, like it has this nice groovy indie kind of punk rock sound to it, and then it transitions into the drum and bass.
Yes.
Transitions perfectly, and then it transitions into like a jazz kind of like almost like smoky like jazz club kind of sound, and then it transitions back into the punk. That sounds great. I love the transition of that, and I love the chaotic energy of that because it flows really well. But as the album as a whole, no, it doesn't do that. It does it on this song specifically, but not as a project.
That's interesting because I disagree only because you're saying that it does the chaoticness good on this song. I think it does the chaoticness good on a lot of these tracks because the simple fact that this man writes catchy ass hooks, bro. Catchy ass hooks and
Bridges
catchy ass
too.
verses
And
that
bridges.
are super repetitive. I get that, but they're like they're earworms or whatever they
Yeah.
call it, like earwigs, whatever. Like
Eargasms.
eargasms, bro. Ear fucking cicadas, bro. This shit's fucking hard, bro. A lot of these songs are, in my opinion, catchy. I'm not saying they're good. I'm not saying they're well fucking whatever. You know, that's not for me to decide. What I'm saying is the fact that they could write something so chaotic and have my fucking homunculus ass fucking bop in my head to it, bro, like that says something, bro. That's talent as fuck.
I think
Like,
it says a lot because I think it's really dependent on the listener.
that is true too. That is true too. Because
Like-
a lot of people would hear this on surface level and
What,
be like,
what did
what
I say
the
in the
fuck
what,
is this?
What did I say in the beginning of the podcast? When I was like going through my TikTok, it was literally 50-50. Like half of the people really enjoyed it, half the people were smashing it. Like it's really dependent on the listeners. Like whether this fits your type of I don't know how in depth I can go in this, but like if this is like your road of like what your ears really like to listen to, or if it's the opposite, like what your ears are really don't really like.
Yeah, I can
No.
100% see how this album is very alienating. I can see like
Yeah.
I suppose I could see why somebody would sit in the middle, but this album very much feels like you're either on the love it or the hate it
Very
type of side.
polarizing.
Yeah, for sure.
Polarizing,
for
yes,
sure.
yes.
So, so this
Just tell him, Keenan. Tell him.
this
Spit
song.
these.
Let him know. Let him know.
Facts.
What song? What song are you talking
X
about?
in the Dirt. So X in the Dirt, I felt like you get that bass and drum. You get that in the track before, which is What Else Could I Be But a Jester, and that's the first track that's kind of like very different to what we've heard so far because you
It's
do hear
definitely
that
the
like
most.
you hear that like I don't know how you would.
You hear the fat
You
bass,
hear, like,
but
that
then it
wavy-
like holy shit moment.
But what's like that wavy
surfer?
like
It's like very
no,
surfer.
No,
not
no,
surfer.
no,
no, like
no.
that wavy like electronic like bass sound.
Oh, my bad. My
It's almost
bad,
like
my bad.
dubstep.
Oh,
It's almost is it?
Tsunami.
It is not like dubstep.
It's
at all.
tsunami,
Not-
bro.
But
It's
see,
tsunami.
I don't know the correct like
Who said dubstep?
this week on Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I might have misspoken when I said drum and bass because it's not fucking drum and bass, but
It literally is drum and bass.
Well,
in certain sections. But the main point of it is like that whoa,
that whoa whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Like
That's not drum and
That's tsunami core.
tsunami core.
That's what
Yeah.
that is, bro. That's what that is.
It's not tsunami, bro.
Yes, it
It's not
is.
tsunami.
Anyways, okay.
Yes, it
Okay.
is. On 9:30, you're not gonna see Dragon Ball in that shit. What are you talking about?
Bro, that like wavy like electronic sound. I don't know the correct electronic term for that, but that's where we first hear that.
Well, as far as it being like super,
Well, it's just
True.
different from what we got because in the beginning we got distorted bass and nice drums, and then
and vocal
and
samples.
then and then on Horseshit we kind of like it's kind of like a step down from all that, and then obviously in What Else Could I Be But a Gesture we got like that weird like electronic sound, which led us to X in the Dirt, and so like right here that's where I felt like we're plateauing, and then from here on out we just drop
Nosedive.
off.
See, but
We
this is
drop
where
off.
I find songs where I really fucking like, and then at this point I'm like I find songs where I fucking absolutely hate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then you go to later tracks like the second and the last one, I forgot what it's called.
Oh, the fuck.
Trash.
Squish
Bro.
face, slick pig living in
I'm not
a
even gonna-
smoky city.
I'm not even gonna try to say that when
Yeah,
I'm like
that-
5 beers in, bro.
I love that shit, bro.
Yeah, that's where it definitely delves back into like the weird, creepy. Like
Yeah.
this one sounds super, smoky, obviously, but like real dusty, fucking grimy. Like this is where the album.
Industrial, experimental, hypothetical,
Oh.
metaphorical.
Lyrical miracle.
Miracle.
Yeah, literally.
Spiritual miracle.
Yeah.
Yes, that. It kind of goes back into what the album started as. Like, this album does this weird thing where the middle piece of the album gets weirdly experimental, like deep into like the trenches of like electronic, like slash fucking avant-garde, and then it goes back into like a more straightforward horror slash
See,
punk
that's
kinda
where I
sound.
disagree with you. I think that's all over the fucking place. Like, honestly, I wouldn't be able to name the tracks that, like, in order that did it cohesively. Like, I think it's just perfectly mixed all around, like, mumble jumbled, I guess.
Right. Well, an example I think is like Black Midi. Black Midi did fucking chaos in a very cohesive type of way. The most cohesive way you could do
In the
chaos.
best
True,
way
but they
you
didn't
can do.
But they only experimented with their sound. They didn't add different genres to their sound. They were Black Midi. They were post punk the whole way through. This is
We got jazz.
But, well, I guess
no, you're
well,
right. You're right. No disrespect. No disrespect.
Oh, Keenan took
We got
offense
some.
to that.
We got a lot of punk in there too.
For those listening, this man is shooting me not daggers. This whole shooting me fucking claymores into my fucking
I
throat.
will give you though, they didn't add any type of like electronic like drum and bass.
But I'm not. I'm just
EDM.
saying they weren't as experimental. They were chaotic, but they weren't as experimental, and I think that's the difference.
Interesting.
So to compare the two would be, in my opinion, not exactly full faith, just because both bands are on different levels in terms of experimentation.
Right. Okay. And I just
Which
wanna,
I could be completely wrong with, but that's just what I think.
Mm-hmm. No, I think that's completely valid, and I just want to clarify that I don't think any of this experimentation is bad per se. Like, bad in the sense of concept. I really like that they took these risks and that they tried to do something 100% out of the box. I 100% can respect that. I mean, did it deliver? But at least they took that risk. Before we end this, I do want to give the flowers to Freight Yard. Freight Yard is dope. I
love that song.
Yeah, Freight Yard is definitely, I think, the spiritual precursor to X in the Dirt. Like, it definitely has that like drum and bass type of like hook, and then it has that like like it has that that vocal sample, like some GoldenEye shit or something. You know what I mean? Yeah, I like Freight Yard a lot, actually. I think that, and the only reason why I bring that up is because it kind of falls in the middle of the album, and you know, earlier I was saying that the middle kind of falters.
Right.
I do like that. I do like that song a lot. How do you guys feel about this song? I'm very interested in
My
this.
favorite song off the album. Spoiler alert.
Fucking same, bro. Fucking same.
Fucking
And
love
I
Freight
totally
Yard.
see the drum and bass influence as well.
And it's not as like super electronic or. I think
it's an
as-
influence. It's like you said it perfectly the first time. It's literally a precursor to the drum and bass that is coming up. You completely said it, and you don't have to say anything else. Shut the fuck up, Root. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, but for real though, like that shit is perfect.
I think it's one of the most straightforward songs off the album. I think it is the most straightforward song off the album. I think it gives you exactly what you hear based off the first 5 seconds off the song. And it's extremely catchy. The bridge is amazing. The guitar strings are perfect. The vocals are extremely clean.
Oh, his cleans are so catchy, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, that
Catchy.
shit's fucking
I love his
smoother
voice.
than the
I love
Queen
his
sheets,
voice.
brother.
Yeah, I love his voice. I think this is a radio hit. You know, if
It
was
definitely
to be that way.
it could be.
It could be.
It could be.
100%.
It could be, and yet it wasn't even a single.
Yeah, it could be 100%.
The singles were Orange County Punk Rock Legend and Chainsaw.
Ew.
I can see Chainsaw.
Chainsaw was fire.
Chainsaw, like I said, Chainsaw is real boppy. It's real
Yeah.
indie.
Yeah.
Chainsaw through. With a chainsaw through.
Same. The lyrics are both the same, but like the same meaning almost.
In which?
Like about their
Chainsaw and
fans. Oh, about their fans.
Oh,
did you
because
catch
they're like when he was all, yeah, I'm gonna shut that fucking door or whatever, and he's like, you ain't getting fucking access to this shit, essentially saying like,
Yeah, so
like we're gonna keep our shit private,
I
and
leave
if
my-
you want to know, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, so he says, I leave my door closed shut in case you come trying to kick it down. And then same thing with Chainsaw, like you're trying to get to them. So like, are their
Yeah,
fans really
yeah.
like that?
But I liked
Who knows?
the Chainsaw. To me, the way I interpreted it was like, bro, you got goals, and there's an obstacle in the way. chainsaw through that fucking door, dog.
That's what I thought at first.
But
I'll say it in my wrap up, but
you're gonna say in your wrap up how you feel about a song.
well,
Just say it now.
in the album as a whole,
Okay. Okay.
like as a concept wise.
Okay.
So the thing I did like about it was we got that heavy like that calm. It had those moments where it was just like calm, and then it just like picked up all randomly,
Mm-hmm.
which I felt like just kind of like fit in with the theme of the album. It was just very chaotic. But other than that, I didn't care for the song.
For Freyard.
I did not.
Damn.
I did not. The last
Yeah.
part, the boom boom boom, came a door, like
Yeah.
that part was sick.
That shit was hard as fuck.
That pick
That
was-
shit was hard
that
as
part
fuck.
was sick. Because it was just like rapid fire, just going. It's very repetitive. Said the same thing for like a whole minute and a half. It's like,
Right.
fuck, all right, come on.
Yeah.
But other than that, the thing that really killed pretty much almost every song for me was just like the lyrics. They're just kind of like bland.
So the last song
That
sorry.
starts off so nice.
Hate that shit.
It starts off so sick. We got that chuggy bass again, and we're just like, yes.
Shout out Jacksepticeye real quick. Just throwing that
Who,
out there.
who the fuck,
Fuck
is
is
that?
that?
Y'all don't know who Jacksepticeye is?
No. Who the fuck is that?
Crazy. These fucking living under a rock ass motherfuckers.
Bro,
Who is it?
it's Pebbles, not even a rock.
Okay,
it's a
what,
pebble.
100 Spotify listeners? Who is it?
It's Spotify.
You probably have way more.
More like
Actually, it's
10 million YouTube
157.
subscribers.
Actually, 157.
Let me look it up. Let me look it up real quick. Let me look it up.
Oh, I've seen his thumbnails. Wow, 28 million subscribers. And we have what, like 100?
That's not the point, Ruben. The
That's
point
not the
is,
point.
he says, "Top of the morning to you," and
Oh.
and that's they sampled his videos. That's all. That's all I was saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. My bad. Sorry for
Shout out
disrespecting me.
Jacksepticeye. Not that he needs it.
No, actually, okay, yeah, we'll shout him out for that. Actually, that's cool.
It's
That's
kind of
cool.
hard, right? It's kind of hard.
Yeah, that is hard.
It is hard with that bass.
It is hard with the bass.
With that bass, because I was like, oh, we're getting
Wait.
it back. We're going back.
It's funny that you say that because it leads back to the instruments, as you were saying, how it carries.
And then it drops off like the second half of this album.
The second half of this song drops off, like the second half of this album drops off.
It
Is that
does.
what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
Ooh.
I do agree with that. But lyric wise, I might be crazy. This is where my Charlie Day comes in. All right.
Okay, Pepe Sylvia.
Pepe Sylvia, does he exist? We don't know. But tell me if you guys think I'm reaching with this, okay? So At the Campfire is literally just a song about him falling asleep at the campfire. And it's real like, again, it starts off real punk, but then it goes a little bit more soft and we get some like real melodic kind of entries and stuff. I think that this album as a whole is literally the amalgamation of this dude falling asleep at a campfire, and these are the dreams he's having as he's asleep at the campfire. And it's more of like, because what do you do at a campfire? You tell stories. These songs feel like isolated stories to me, and this is him telling these stories, and then he at the end of the album eventually falls asleep at the campfire. That's how I took it. It could be a stretch. And I think, like what happens when you're going in and out of sleep, you're real dazed, you're real confused, nothing's really making sense. That's the fucking sound of this album. This album is, it encapsulates that sound. Everything's just real hazy, real like nonsensical, out of focus. That's what I think, but I don't know. Am I crazy for this?
I think it's a stretch.
Okay.
I do
fuck.
think it. I do think it's a stretch.
Okay, well
but-
that's how I think about it.
But I can also I can see where you're coming from. Come from a good place, brother.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. That's all I want to hear.
You're coming from a good
All I
place.
want is
Don't say
reassurance.
anything, Isaac.
I did not get that because this album is all over the fucking place. But hearing you say it, I can see it.
Okay.
But I do think it is a stretch. But who
No,
knows?
I can 100% see it as a stretch. That might not have anything to do with it. Like literally, maybe their aim was just to make a nonsensical album.
But this
I mean, that
album
could
was
be it, but-
album was also a stretch. I wouldn't be surprised if they're just like, yeah, this is exactly what we did.
Right.
Like, all right.
Right,
Well,
right.
fuck, Ruben was right.
Well,
Yeah.
geez, yeah.
The last song could literally just be about falling asleep at campfire. That's all it could be.
Right.
Like it could just not be connected in any way, shape, or form.
I wish you would have said this like, I don't know, a very long time ago, so I could have, prepared myself to think in that mindset, because I'm not gonna lie to you, dog. That sounds fucking preposterous. That sounds fucking like lunacy. Fucking heretics. Is there a full moon out tonight? Because that sounds like some fucking lunacy, bro. You're a lunatic. But
Word.
given that this album is so chaotic, I wouldn't put it past them, as Keenan said. You know what I mean? So I kind of want to re-listen to the whole album and see if that like idea or that narrative kind of pops up. So I don't disagree necessarily because I want to listen to the album again and see. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if that's right or not, but if it is, or if that holds any sort of weight, fucking bravo, dog. That's some
Thank
fucking
you.
galaxy brain shit right there. That's some 5-head fucking holy fuck. Let's wrap it up, babies.
Are we good for the wrap up?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Any other songs?
Nope.
No
God,
bars.
no. God, no.
Instruments? Okay. Let's go ahead and get into our wrap up. Let's give our final thoughts, top 3 tracks, and overall score. Keenan started off.
So this album was definitely first half heavy for me.
Okay.
I could not get with that second half. I mean, instruments or not, it's just they led me on, bro. I had high expectations with that first half. Those first 4 songs, and it just dropped off for me, and it lost me. Again, if this is what they're doing out there, that's awesome. Maybe I'm just not quite there yet, but I mean, it's fun. It is. The album was fun still, even that second half. I feel like it would be a lot better live. So if definitely if they roll through, like we're all gonna go, of course, because I feel like all of this would be so much fun in person. But other than that, I couldn't really get past. I couldn't get past the first 4 or 5 songs. So I mean, with that being said, It is what it is. Like Marco said it best, you're either gonna love it or you're either gonna hate it. And I don't love it. I'm sorry, Isaac.
No, hey, no offense taken, bro.
All right. So
I get it.
I mean, with that being said, top 3 tracks. What else could I be but a jester? Haunted House on Zillow and OC93. Yeah, 5.
5?
5 out of 10. There was just they didn't. If they would have stuck to something, even if they would have stuck to like that second half, and it was just the second half for the whole album, I'd be like, all right, there's consistency there, but
it was
just
all over the place for you.
and that's the thing. It wasn't even like a black MIDI all over the place. It was literally just like all over the place, and so that I just couldn't. It just lost me, and so I mean, I'm still gonna listen to them. Because I still like a lot of their older stuff. So, I mean, when they drop something new, I'll be there. But this one, I just couldn't get to it.
Bit of a miss.
A little bit.
That's fair. Yeah, for me, this is more, I would say, an unusual sound for me. I don't really listen to this type of music. So this was kind of a first for me. And for this being my first album of, I guess you would say, like punk / experimental, is just putting it lightly. I kind of fuck with it. Like, it's not necessarily the greatest thing I've ever heard, but the things that I did like, I really fucking liked, and I really, really grew attached to. So that's kind of hard. Like I'm a very hyper fixating person. Like I once I get into something, I get into it and I obsess over it, and that just kind of comes and goes, depending on my mood and just whatever. And this is one of those things where I just hyper fixated on this, and taking all that bias aside, I definitely see the flaws in this album. This album is very, not to sound like a fucking scratch CD, but it's very hectic. It's very all over the place, and it's, if it's consistent in one thing, it's the randomness of it all, So because of that, and because of, just my general taste as, who I am, it was definitely a lot to handle. Just put it lightly. It was definitely a lot. But I still kind of liked it, bro. I still kind of liked the craziness, the unpredictability of it all. So I fuck with it. But as Keenan alluded, these fucking lyrics were so fucking repetitive that it had to bump it down. If all these songs were like cut in half and didn't have all the repetitiveness, I'd probably give it an 8. I fucking loved it that much. Like, just sonically, I loved it that much. But because they did that shit and because it was so repetitive, I think I have to drop it down to like a 7, maybe a 6.9, I would say. Like, I don't want to give it a 6 because I liked it. I definitely liked it. So I got to give it a 7, but it's a strong 7. It's a 7 that'll fuck you up after the barbecue, dog. So, yeah. Top 3 tracks, excuse me. Orange County Punk Rock Legend. I know it's not the most the most creative, or it's fucking repetitive. I get it, dog. I get it.
No,
but it's fucking bop.
It's creative. I'll give it that.
Huh?
It's creative.
It is what it is. But I fucking love that song. It's so catchy to me. Second would be Horseshit on Route 66 or X in the Dirt. They're kind of tied. And motherfucking Freight Yard. His cleans on that shit. Bro, they're smoother than the rings on fucking Saturn, dog. I love that shit. And yeah, Freight Yard, all that shit. 7.1 out of 10. Underground Treehouse.
I thought this was a chaotic album. Couldn't understand where the point was going to. Instruments were really cohesive in a chaotic way. Vocals were distorted throughout the whole album. Some cleans were really clean, but the distortion was really distorted. So to say that they're again chaotic with the rest of the sound of the album didn't vibe with me. Like I said earlier, either on the one side of the spectrum you really liked it, or you're on the opposite end. I'm on the end where I did not like it. Yeah, as much as I stood up for it with Isaac.
I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I'm
I
surprised
didn't
to
like
hear
it.
that.
Well, because I'm open-minded. That's why. And I would understand where someone that did like this album, I could see it. But it's just didn't fall in my taste of music. There's a couple songs that I'll add to my playlist, but very few. They're basically just my top 3 tracks. My top 3 tracks would be At the Campfire, the self-titled Horseshit on Route 66, and then the number 1 track, Freight Yard.
What's your rating?
Oh yeah, my rating, I forgot. Solid 6.
So I just want to preface this by saying I don't think this band is bad at all. I don't think they make bad music per se. I think they're very creative, and I really like the direction that they're going in. Well, they're an old band, so I guess not the direction they're going in, but the direction they've been going in for a long time. I like the approach that they have as far as like album writing, if that even makes sense, or like I like the structure that they have within their albums. I did go back and listen to some of their older stuff, and I like it a lot more than this album. They're very talented. They definitely have the ability to make stuff that's very cohesive and stuff that sounds very good. So I just want to say that because I'm sure it sounded like I've trashed this a lot, and my final thoughts might not sound the most positive. But yeah, I think they deserve all the credit in the world because what they're doing is very interesting and very cool to listen to. Again, I agree with Keenan. I think it's not a boring listen at all. It's a very, very fun listen. It's very fun, like trying to grasp the concepts and like trying to like grasp the direction they're going in, even though there may not be a clear direction. It's still fun to ride along. It's a very fun album. I just don't think it really pays off fully. I think some tracks definitely do it, and those tracks will be in my top 3. But I just couldn't really see myself coming back to this like in the future. I can't really see myself like honestly, like as we were listening to it for the review, I really didn't want to listen to this after like the 3rd or 4th listen. I just don't really have a need to come back to this, or had a need to come back to it after like the 2nd or 3rd listen. I'm glad that you recommended this, Isaac, because it led me to their older music, and I like their older music a lot more than this. Yeah, I don't know. I probably sound like a scratch CD, but concepts are cool, ideas are cool. Just didn't really hit how I wanted it to hit. So top 3 tracks are gonna be number 3, Chainsaw the Door, number 2, Freight Yard, and number 1, Haunted House on Zillow. And overall score is gonna be a 4.5. Whew. Again, I'll give it its flowers. It was fun. I like the creativeness. So, yep. Thank you for putting me on, and thank you, Isaac, for putting on the audience. If you haven't listened to this, please listen to it, and please listen to The Garden. That'll conclude our review of Horseshit on Route 66 by The Garden. Let us know what you think about it. If you have listened to it, if you haven't listened to it, give it a listen. It's definitely worth your time. Very interesting, very fun. I think that'll go ahead and wrap it up.
Yep. Bye.
As Marcos has said, bye. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Later.